practice mindfulness and mindful trade, like fitness training,
Yeah.
what should they be expecting in terms of results? So you touched on it there. So it's like when events happen to you in your life, you don't react in the same way than you would before. You don't sort of like take it emotionally. It doesn't burden you when you go throughout your day. Yeah, I guess like what should they be expecting?
The answer I'm going to give you is based on what I've observed in my own work. So through the coaching, through the cohorts, through my events, all of that. Let's say if you started today, right? You started visualizing every day, 10 minutes. In 2 weeks, you will feel it. You will feel it in your general mood. You will feel it in as you wake up, things like that. In 4 weeks, you will see it. You will see it in the way you react to things. You will see it in generally, literally like your face, your body, things like that. In 8 weeks, it will be part of you. It will be part of your identity where now, let's say your mum says something to you, the way you react will be different, not because you are consciously doing it, but because it's just part of your identity.
It's hardwired. It's literally hardwired in your brain.
Exactly. Yeah. So on a very if we take a computer kind of idea, yeah, you've got a hardware and software. You are completely changing what that hardware and software look like in your brain. You're like coding it in a new way. So of course it's going to react differently. But I will say, give it time as well, stick with it. And the cool thing about visualization is you also feel the immediate benefit after. But I would say, 2 weeks, you'll feel it. 4 weeks, you'll see it. And 8, it will be part of your identity. Just like brushing your teeth.
Yeah. So that's the first part of the question. The second part is, how do people actually do visualization? I know we talked about it for a long time now, but it's actually practically doing it, sitting down and doing it. How do you do that?
Obviously, I'd need a bit longer to explain it. But essentially, visualization is the process where you're creating images, environments, and feelings in your mind before they've happened. Now, the best way to just kind of give you an example is if you close your eyes for me and you imagine that you're holding a segment of a lemon in your hand.
I'll do this right now.
Yeah, do it. And take this lemon closer to your face. And I want you to just smell it. So it's got a yellow skin, you can see all the juice. And I want you to now squeeze all this lemon juice into your mouth. So take the biggest bite of it, squeeze all this juice. It's very sour, your saliva is going a little bit thin, you get that feeling.
By the way, anyone listening, do this as well while you're listening.
Yeah, do it while you're listening. So just squeeze all that in.
Yeah.
Okay, now open your eyes, sorry. What happened to your mouth and stuff?
You can sense that your taste buds change.
Right. So in just 5 seconds, your mind thinks that you're actually holding a lemon, but are you? No. So the point is that if we can create these images, environments, feelings, whether it's for your goals, whether it's for your well-being, whether it's for your body, your fitness, whatever it might be, that is how you would do it. So I'll take an example of, let's say you are pitching tomorrow or something. Close your eyes. See yourself walking on stage, see yourself speaking, see yourself, what the audience looks like, where you'll be, what you'll be wearing. Make it so real so that you can mentally rehearse it. Another example, let's say you're very anxious on the train. Before you go on this train journey, close your eyes. See yourself walking on the train. See that the train journey goes smoothly. Even if you feel a bit anxious, how do you respond to it?
Yeah.
So you can start rehearsing before it's even happened, which will mean that you're more prepared in the moment.
I saw a study, I know it's slightly different, but I saw a study basically that basically showed VR headsets can basically solve phobias.
Yes.
So it basically puts spiders in front of you, and if you've got arachnophobia, after a while it can kind of solve that. This is exactly the same thing, but it's just minus the technology. So, and your mind by itself is far more powerful than just a screen, right? So yeah, really, really profound that you can actually do that. And that was because it's like you've been there before, right? It's like you've actually placed yourself in that place before. The only sort of problem I can see with that, especially with where we are in this current age, is that our imaginations aren't as strong as they once were, right? So visualizing things, do they without that VR headset, can we still have that same sort of strength and benefit?
Yeah, so you are right that when you're young, our imaginations are on fire, right? We can think of everything, but that never goes. We just basically stop using it. It's like a muscle, we stop using it. Now, what I will say is there is something called aphantasia, which is basically the inability to visualize. So when I say to you, think of a beach ball, some people can't do it.
Oh, really? That's
2% of the population, 2% of the global population. Now, there's a spectrum, I would say. So some people can really see images very clearly, and some people can't very clearly. The irony here is the more you visualize and practice, the better you get at it. So even my imagination, it was okay, but now it is so vivid. So the cool thing,
you train that muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it can come back easily, you know.
Yeah.
It's not something that just goes away. We use our imagination every day, but the thing is, we use it for the opposite reasons. So the amount of people I speak to who are like, yeah, but what if I fail? Or what if I go blank on stage? Or what if it's like the worst
they imagine
plane
the
journey?
negative part of things.
Exactly. So how do you think we're training our mind?
No, it's true.
We're training it for that to be more likely and for us to see the worst that's going to happen and to be really scared and fearful all the time. So all I'm saying is you're already doing it. Everyone can do it. I promise you that. It's just do it in the right way, in a more intentional way.
Maya, why is it easier to visualize the negative side of things rather than the positive side of things?
So as humans, we have a negative bias. It's just how we were built. You know, it's our survival states, all of that. But the thing is, I think it comes back to that. The comment you made is because we live in a world where we are stimulated 24/7. A notification can create fear in us. Like our heart goes faster.
It's true, yeah.
You know, but your brain thinks that you're getting chased by a bear. It doesn't know the difference. So we're always in survival state or on autopilot. So it's just, you know, the pace of our world, the technology of our world, the comparison and, you know, the pressures is what means that this negative bias gets enhanced. And because we're so then far away from feeling our emotions or accepting them or sitting alone with our thoughts, it just adds up. So yeah, I think it's, you know, no one's to blame for the negative biases, but, you know, I saw this thing actually that an 18-year-old is told, no, you can't do this 180,000 times from the beginning of their life. So if that is the belief you're going to instill, no, I can't do this, then cool, you're never going to think you can do anything, right? So it's little things like that, the words we use, the people we're around, that create more and more of these negative biases in us. And, you know, same as a South Asian, I was never told that I could cry. That was a weak thing to do. Don't cry, like go back and do your work, get A stars. That was the whole thing. So I grew up thinking, never show your emotion.
Yeah. One question I want to like talk, and we didn't talk about this before the podcast or anything, it's just something that's come to my mind, is like the difference between like men and women in this instance. Like, is it more challenging for men to do this, or is it sort of equal?
I think how a man and a woman may use it and receive it can be a bit different, but everyone can do it. There's no discrimination here. And even in the events I see and the people who I work with, it's very equal, which I love. I think that's great. And you know, some people say, yeah, but men find it harder to connect to their emotions and stuff.
That's the reason why I ask.
Yeah, but I come back to you and say that women are so scared to feel angry because they're not allowed to. We as women don't know how to feel angry, whereas men get to feel it a lot more. So it's kind of like
certain emotions are more male, like common male, and then some more female. Yeah.
But it comes down to the same thing. If you repress or suppress your emotions, your body will express it in a different way, through disease, through pain, through anxiety. So the sadness, the jealousy, the envy, the anger you may feel, that rage, don't keep it in, because it just festers and it will come out, as IBS or whatever it might be. So man or woman, 10 years old, 25 years old, 70 years old, there's no right time to do it. You can start whenever.